Hello, and welcome to another episode of Something Something Chat Show with your host, Tom Jr. Jackson. And that is me, Tom Jr. Jackson. This is another episode of Something Something Chat Show with Tom Jr. Jackson presents after the movie review. And today's movie we will be reviewing is 1988's classic, underrated film, Red Heat, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jim Belushi. But first, have you checked out the Post Geek Singularity YouTube channel yet? You should. Lots of great shows on there. It's a channel curated by Robert Meyer Burnett. He has such shows as Midnight Musings, Midnight Metal, Observations, Let's Get Physical Media. Let's Get Physical Media. Whining About Movies, and Fully Articulated. And the newest show is Ladies of the PGS every Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, with your host RM. Where on the show they talk about masculinity, they talk embracing masculinity, they talk about a variety of topics such as Marvel, DC, sci-fi, horror, sex, Star Wars, Star Trek, and more. And it's live on the PGS, that's the Post Geek Singularity YouTube channel. So check that out. And speaking of RM, she has her own YouTube channel called Positive Fandom, where she does unboxings. She's got a great unboxing. If you are a fan of The Mandalorian, she has a beautiful unboxing of a Razor Crest from the show. Check that out. That is a great unboxing video. Also, she does movie reviews, television show reviews, theatrical trailer reviews, and reactions. She also has a Sunday morning show every Sunday morning live from 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific, and it is called Sunday Brunch Live, and that is at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific, where she parlays about the pop culture news of the day, of the week, just for you, all into one episode with her co-host, Russell Whitfield. So check that out as well. The links for Post Geek Singularity and Positive Fandom are down below in the what do you want to call it? The description box. So do that. And also, when you get the chance, let them know that you heard about the channel from me. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell on their channels and mine as well. And let's get right to the point. And it is our review, or my review, of the 1988 underrated classic, Red Heat. Shall we? Join me, shall you? You shall. The year was 1988. And in 1988, one of the biggest action heroes at that time was, and probably still is nowadays, Arnold Schwarzenegger. In 1988, Walter Hill directed and wrote a script. It's not a script, the script for Red Heat. He's always wanted to work with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he came up with this idea for this movie here. So the story for Red Heat goes like this. A tough Russian cop is forced to partner up with a cocky Chicago police detective after his partner is killed. So he has to go to Chicago, and he's partnered up with this cocky police detective. And to apprehend this Georgian drug lord. When I say Georgian, he comes from Georgia in the Soviet Union or Russia. And that drug lord kills the Chicago Police Department, the Chicago police detective's partner, and it's up to these two cops from two different countries to, I don't know why I'm doing this, from two different countries to apprehend and bring in this drug lord. And this is one of my favorite underrated Schwarzenegger films, but it has an amazing cast. For a 1980s film, it sounds a great cast. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger, you've got James Belushi, Peter Boyle, Lawrence Fishburne, you've got Gina Gershon. This is a top tier cast for an action film of the 1980s. And watching it now, it feels like it kind of feels a little bit dated in a way, but I love this movie a lot. I don't know if you would understand that. I love this movie. It's one of my favorites. That it's dated to where, you know, you got the cop and he's got the boss who's kind of, you know, angry a lot, or whatever the case may be. So the Russian police officer is played by Schwarzenegger. The Chicago police detective is played by James Belushi, or Jim Belushi, brother of John Belushi. Peter Boyle from Everybody Loves Raymond, Young Frankenstein, The Dream Team. He is the boss of James Belushi. You got Lawrence Fishburne, who's also another cop in the movie. You got Gina Gershon, who is the girlfriend or wife of the villain in the film. Walter Hill thought that Arnold Schwarzenegger was too muscular and asked him to lose 10 pounds and asked James Belushi to gain 10 pounds for the role. So he wanted an even keel, you know what I mean? Parts of this movie were filmed in Red Square in Moscow. The film crew applied for a film permit in Red Square, but it was denied. So they had to sneak film Schwarzenegger. Like I said, it was a home movie. I guess you could say they illegally filmed some scenes in this film. And that is not an easy thing to do in Russia. But we're talking 1988, so we're talking maybe just around, excuse me, so 88, I think we're just about around that time where we were starting to get on good terms with the Russians, with Gorbachev and everything like that. It's probably about a year later, we would have the Berlin Wall come down. Arnold Schwarzenegger spent 3 months learning to speak Russian, and Belushi spent 2 weeks working at a Chicago police district headquarters for getting to know what it's like to work as a police detective in this movie. This is the first of 3 collaborations with Arnold Schwarzenegger and James Belushi. The first is this movie, Red Heat. The second was The Last Action Hero. And, excuse me, the third was Jingle All the Way, which might be coming up soon in a future review. In this movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger to 88. He was 40 years old when he made this movie. So, if my math is right, when in 2028, he should be about 80 because this movie was released in 88. 2028 will be 40 years. So yeah, so Schwarzenegger should be about 80 when the 40th anniversary of this film comes out. And he still looks good and he still keeps himself in shape and whatnot. And I'm glad to see that he's doing what he can, you know. He's a great actor, Schwarzenegger. And I like Jim Belushi. Jim Belushi, I believe, is now uh, a farmer uh, of a certain plant in Portland or something like that. I can't remember where. This movie was a box office success. Excuse me. This movie was a box office success, but it was outpaced by Arnold Schwarzenegger's other movie from 1988, Twins. So Twins actually did better than this film. Even though this film was a success, it was outshined by um, Twins. Who knew? I did not know that. At one point in this movie, there's a TV show that a sex worker is watching, and it's called Love Court, starring Jennifer Lewis. And if I believe she was the aunt of Will Smith on Fresh Prince, and um, this film was her debut. She was in a show called Love Court, but not much is known about the show, and it's not even listed on IMDb. So there. Um, at one point, there would have been a sequel where um, Belushi and Schwarzenegger were to meet up again, and Belushi's character were going to Moscow, and they would have gone up against a new criminal. Excuse me. Um, yeah, this movie is one of my favorites, but it does seem a little dated now for the way it looks. It looks like almost looks like one of those parody movies of the typical 80s cop movie where, you got the typical cop that's always, snarky and cocky and all that. And then the boss is angry. And then, uh, it's just the way it looks. But I like this film. It is a fun film. It's funny because you got Schwarzenegger playing the straight man to Belushi's one-liners, the zingers. Schwarzenegger could have had those beats of one-liners, but the director Walter Hill was like, "No, I don't want that from Schwarzenegger," and I think that was a good choice. And Belushi plays it well, and but these two guys have a great chemistry together in the film, and I believe they're great friends in real life as well. I would have loved to have seen another, like a sequel to this. And I believe there's a novelization of this film that has a lot of deleted scenes in the book, and it expands the story a bit more. Because the movie was longer, it was cut a bit, I think, for timing and pacing and whatnot. But the book is a bit longer and stuff. If you're into 80s action movies like cop films and stuff like that, I would say get Red Heat. It's out on 4K and 4K Blu-ray, and I say go for it. Watch it. If you've seen the movie, let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Have you seen it? Would you like to see it? And if you do, tell me if you do. If you do get to see it, and what you thought of it. And I think that's about it. I want to thank you all for watching. This has been episode 20. Let's see here. Hold on. Episode 27 of After the Movie Review. Our review is of 1988's Red Heat, directed and written by Walter Hill. If you like cop movies, this is the movie, and 80s films to be exact. This definitely is a time capsule in itself of, just being for the 80s. I want to thank you all for watching. As I said before, be sure to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, all the channels below, and join me again next time for another episode of After the Movie Review. And remember, folks, we are all good people. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for commenting and being supportive. And I hope to bring more content to you as we go forward. And I believe we might be having some more book reviews and stuff come through the way and whatnot. But other than that, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a pleasant tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.